Let's see what Art Roderick makes of all of this. And Art's a former assistant director for investigations at U.S. Marshals, and he's joining us live right now. It's good to see you. I'll just say I'm sure you were listening and watching what Alex was reporting on, so pick up on that and what your observations would be.
Yeah, I think the main one is this guy is from that area, and he's a hunter and he's a fisherman, so he knows this area very well. He knows the campsites, the cabins, so advantage to him in this particular area. Now, I also saw some local reports that indicated very possibly he could have abandoned that vehicle at that dock and got on a jet ski. Apparently, there is a jet ski registered to him, a 2019 Sea-Doo, that he could have very well made good his escape. We even have now the Coast Guard involved in this from Homeland Security that is checking the local rivers there to see if they can see anything. So this if they're concentrating on this area, this makes sense to me. He knows this area, his family, parents, siblings, everybody's from this area. And being a hunter and a fisherman, this is a big advantage for him if they're concentrating in this 5-mile radius area.
Certainly one of the areas of concentration. The law enforcement presence is telling us that. But as we said with Alex, we don't know if it's the only one. Let's bring up our maps one more time. There's a new one that we have now for Art. I want to talk about it. It'll give us a perspective. This is back where we are with residents sheltering in place. We talked already about Lewiston being the scene of the crimes last night, and now our focus moving to the east. First, Bowdoin, where he's from, and then further east of that into Bowdenham, Maine. But this other map that we have here will give you an idea of how far everything is from each other, right? So Lewiston, again, if you drive 60 miles north, you'd be at the Kennebec River, but then that runs north to south down to Bowdenham. So it's another 56 miles that way. Of course, if you were to drive directly east from Lewiston to Bowdenham, you're about a 24, 25-mile drive. So that river really will become a point of focus, I would think, just because where his car was found, to your point, near this boating dock, and even if he didn't get in a boat, just the use of a river could be something that the investigators would look closely at, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a key part, and especially with him being an avid fisherman. Obviously, he knows all the lakes and rivers in that area, and it's a good place for him to get away fairly quickly. You're on a Sea-Doo, you're going to be hauling up, and obviously, it looks like this all was part of the plan. He abandoned the vehicle quickly, obviously, with the doors open, jumped either in a boat or a Sea-Doo or whatever, and probably headed up that river to another area that he might know. So Coast Guard's going to be key, looking at the rivers as well as the law enforcement helicopters. FLIR is going to be a big part of this. But if he's gone ahead and planned this, I'm sure he's looked at other active shooter issues, or very possibly the individual Cavalcante who had escaped over in Philly, and there was a large, massive manhunt for him in a very similar type area. So if he's done his research, it's again advantage to him, both in area and doing some research. But we'll have to figure that out as we move along once he's in custody and you start looking at his social media and background to see exactly what it is. But I also think the family members are the key here. They've provided a ton of information specifically about his mental health issues, and probably know some of the locations that he hangs out at. So they're going to be a key also.
Treated as recently, we believe, as July for mental health issues. Army reservists who had sought out help or for mental health issues in the past. So we know about that history. The other part of it here, and it's in the background, and we could bring it up full, is the terrain that you're dealing with. You mentioned the rivers. There's the forests in Maine is something people have talked about a lot. 12 million acres, 90% of the state is forested. Now, a lot of that depends on where you go in Maine. For example, if you look at the population density, you see the areas that are in the blue to the northern part of the state. That's really where there's more forest and there's fewer people. But down where we're talking about, the southern part of the state, again, go back to the original here with Lewiston, you do have more population there to deal with. So this isn't, it could be a little bit misleading to say that there's so much forest. A lot of that's in the northern part of the state. And that's not to say, Art, that maybe he couldn't have made his way up there, right?
Right. Yeah, he very well could have. And also on the other aspect, too, is just out of caution, I would also start looking at getting a red notice out through Interpol in case he goes to Canada. So that's another avenue they can look at, so that if he does get up to Canada, they can go ahead and arrest him on a red notice through Interpol. So it's key. And you know, unfortunately, this whole military issue regarding crimes in the military and convictions has come up before in other active shooter cases. It's incumbent upon law enforcement from the military side to go ahead and share information on convictions from the military court to the civilian side, because he should have never been able to purchase any of these weapons with the fact that he had been committed for 2 weeks. And they seriously have to look at that. And they should have, what they've done is should have done was seized all the weapons that he had at that particular point in time.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.